Shriners in regards to the sacred shrines. So this is about Shriners International, formerly known as the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, AAONMS, is an American Masonic society founded in 1872 in New York City. It is headquartered in Tampa, Florida, and has over 200 chapters across 9 countries, with a global membership of nearly 1.7 million Shriners. The organization is known for its colorful Middle Eastern theme, elaborate participation in parades and festivals, and the Shriners Children's Network of nonprofit pediatric medical facilities. Shriners International describes itself as a global fraternity based on fun, fellowship, and Masonic principles of brotherly love, relief, and truth. As an appendant body within Freemasonry, membership is open to men who have been initiated as Master Masons in a Masonic rite. Various partner organizations accept women and youth. Shriners are obliged to uphold the fraternity's mission and values, which include self-improvement, service and leadership to the community, and active involvement in social and philanthropic causes. Shriners International is recognizable for its Middle Eastern-inspired iconography, ceremonies, and motive. Shriners wear distinctive red fezzes as their official headgear, while fraternal regalia often features camels, pyramids, the Sphinx, and other ancient Egyptian and Arabian symbols. The headquarters of local chapters, formerly known as shrine centers, are sometimes called temples or even mosques. Most have names such as Egypt, Sahara, Morocco, and Oasis, and many are built in the Moorish revival style. The organization is governed by the Imperial Divan, or Divan, referring to the traditional government councils of the Near East, composed of 12 imperial officers who serve as a board of directors. However, Shriners International has no connection with the region nor with Islam. Previously known as Shriners North America, the fraternity adopted its current name in 2010 in recognition of its increasingly global membership. As of 2024, there are shrine centers in Canada since 1888, Mexico 1907, Panama 1918, Puerto Rico, the Philippines 2010, Germany 2011, Brazil 2015, and Bolivia in 2018. Notable Shriners include FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, actors Mel Blanc, John Wayne, Ernest Borgnine, and Roy Rogers, Supreme Court Chief Justice Earl Warren, General Douglas MacArthur, and Presidents Gerald Ford and Harry Truman. History. In 1870, there were several thousand Freemasons in Manhattan, many of whom lunched at the Knickerbocker Cottage at a special table on the 2nd floor. There, the idea of a new fraternity for Masons stressing fun and fellowship was discussed. Together, Walter M. Fleming and William J. Florence established a separate fellowship to fulfill these ideals. While on tour in Marseille, Florence, an actor, was invited to a party given by an Arab diplomat. The entertainment was a musical comedy. At its conclusion, the guests became members of a secret society. Florence took notes and drawings at his initial viewing and on 2 other occasions, once in Algiers and once in Cairo. When he returned to New York in 1870, he showed his material to Fleming. Fleming created the ritual, emblem, and costumes. Florence and Fleming were initiated August 13, 1870, and they initiated 11 men on June 16, 1871. The group adopted a Middle Eastern theme and soon established temple, although the term temple has now been replaced by shrine auditorium or shrine center. The first temple established was Mecca Temple, established at the New York City Masonic Hall on September 26, 1872. Fleming was the first potentate. In 1875, there were 43 Shriners in the organization. To encourage membership, the Imperial Grand Council of the Ancient Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine for North America was created at the June 6, 1876 meeting of Mecca Temple. Fleming was elected the first imperial potentate. By 1878, there were 425 members in 13 temples in 8 states, and by 1888, there were 7,210 members in 48 temples in the United States and Canada. By the imperial session held in Washington, D.C. in 1900, there were 55,000 members and 82 temples. The Black Shrine. Historically, the shrine was open only to white men. In 1893, a black counterpart to the Shriners movement was initiated by John G. Jones and other Prince Hall Masons, initially called the Ancient Egyptian Arabic Order, Nobles Mystic Shrine of North and South America and its jurisdictions. Early in the group's history, there was legal conflict between the white and black orders, with a white order from Texas filing suit against a local black order for infringement of white Shriners' regalia and traditions. The white order was initially successful in quashing the black temple until the ruling was overturned in appeals in 1929, protecting the right of black Shriners to continue practicing and fundraising nationwide. The worldwide Fraternal Shrine family counts 35,000 members in 227 shrines, with its own women's auxiliary organizations. These primary recipients of charitable donations are the NAACP, the National Urban League, the UNCF, and various hospitals and universities. In 1911, the Syria Mosque was completed in Pittsburgh and inaugurated in 1916. This 3,700-seat performance venue, originally for Shriners, later became significant as the birthplace of network television. An example of exotic revival architecture, it was never used as a mosque but featured religious Arabic iconography and inscriptions, partly based on the Alhambra. Architect Gozer Hyder was fascinated by its design, but criticized the insensitive and callous misuse of another religion's artistic vocabulary and symbolic grammar, claiming it was part of the Oriental obsession of the otherwise puritanical Europeans and Americans. Musicians who have performed at the Syria Mosque include Bruce Springsteen, Louis Armstrong, Bob Dylan, Pink Floyd, Jimmy Buffett, and the Beach Boys. Political events hosts included Reagan, Nixon, Truman, and Kennedy. Despite efforts to conserve the building as a historic landmark, the Syria Mosque was torn down in 1991. Women's auxiliaries. The Ladies Oriental Shrine of North America was founded in 1903 in Wheeling, West Virginia, and the Daughters of the Nile was founded in 1913 in Seattle, Washington. Both are for women only, and they support the Shriners' hospitals and promote sociability. Membership in either organization is open to any woman 18 years of age and older who is related to a Shriner or Master Mason by birth or marriage. The latter organization has local branches called temples, and there were 10 of these in 1922. Among the famous members of the Daughters of the Nile was First Lady Florence Harding and wife of Warren G. Harding. By 1938, there were about 340,000 members in the United States. That year, Life published photographs of the Shriners' rites. It described the Shriners as being the first in prestige, wealth, and show among secret societies, and that Shriners' organizations typically include a town's most prominent citizens. Organizational rebranding. In 2002, following the September 11th attacks, the faux Middle Eastern practices and trappings led Shriners to be mistaken for a Muslim organization, leading to harassment and vandalism. This included threatening phone calls and harassment of Rhode Island Shriners, formerly known as Palestine Temple Shriners, driving a Shriners van to transport sick children to Shriner hospitals. By 2011, Shriners removed much of the Middle Eastern theming, both locally and within the broader organization. This was in continued response to the events of September 11, 2001, and subsequent military conflicts. Changes included renaming the organization from Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine to Shriners International, renaming the Arabic Patrol to The Patrol, and removing the word Syria from Syria Shriners vanity plates. Despite these changes, the illustrious potentate of Pittsburgh's Syria Shrine chapter stated that pretty much all non-atheists are welcome, including Muslims. Membership. Historically, a Mason had to complete either the Scottish Rite or York Rite systems to be eligible for membership in the shrine. In 1991, brick mason Michael G. Vaughn filed a lawsuit against the Oleka Shrine Temple in Lexington, Kentucky, for hazing practices to which he said he was subjected in his efforts to become a Shriner. In court, Vaughn told jurors that in June 1989, he was blindfolded and received a jolt of electricity that was applied to his bare buttocks as part of the Shriner's initiation rites. He said he was forced to walk on an electric mat that was meant to stimulate the hot sands of the Sahara, and that he was knocked unconscious and received other injuries during his initiation. Vaughn said the initiation left him humiliated and embarrassed and caused him to suffer anxiety, nightmares, and a sleep disorder. After 2 hours of deliberation, the jury rejected the claim. Some of the earliest shrine centers often choose a Moorish revival style for their temples. Architecturally notable Shriners' temples include the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, the former Mecca Temple, now called New York City Center and used primarily as a concert hall, Medina Temple in Chicago, Newark Symphony Hall, the Landmark Theater, formerly the Mosque in Richmond, Virginia, the Tripoli Shrine Temple in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the Pauli Rosenbaum Building, formerly the El Zaraba Shrine Auditorium in Phoenix, the Helena Civic Center in Montana, formerly the Algeria Shrine Temple, Abu Ben Adhem Shrine Mosque in Springfield, Missouri, Murat Shrine Temple, now Old National Center in Indianapolis, the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, which was jointly built between the Atlanta Shriners and movie mogul William Fox, and the Syria Mosque in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Philanthropy. Shriners Hospitals for Children. The Shrine's charitable arm is the Shriners Hospitals for Children, a network of 22 healthcare facilities in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. In June 1920, the Imperial Council session voted to establish a Shriners Hospital for crippled children to treat orthopedic injuries and conditions, diseases, burns, spinal cord injuries, and birth defects, such as cleft lip and palate in children. The first hospital opened in 1922 in Shreveport, Louisiana. By the end of the decade, 13 more hospitals were operational. Any child under the age of 18 can be admitted to the hospital if a doctor determines the child can be treated. There is no requirement for religion, race, or relationship to a Shriner. Until June 2012, all care at Shriners Hospitals were provided without charge to patients and their families. At that time, because the size of their endowment had decreased due to losses in the stock market, Shriners Hospitals started billing patients' insurance companies, but continued to offer free care to children without insurance. Shriners Hospitals waive all cost insurance does not cover. Shriners Hospitals for Children is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Shriners Hospitals for Children are located in these cities: Boston, Massachusetts, Chicago, Illinois, Dayton, Ohio, Erie, Pennsylvania, Galveston, Texas, Greenville, South Carolina, Honolulu, Hawaii, Houston, Texas, Lexington, Kentucky, Mexico City, Mexico, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Pasadena, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, California, Salt Lake City, Utah, Shreveport, Louisiana, Spokane, Washington, Springfield, Massachusetts, St. Louis, Missouri. Events. Shriners host the annual East-West Shrine Game, a college football all-star game. The Shriners originally hosted a golf tournament in association with singer/actor Justin Timberlake called the Justin Timberlake Shriners Hospitals for Children Open, a PGA Tour golf tournament played in Las Vegas, Nevada. The relationship between Timberlake and the Shriners ended in 2012 when the Shriners reported that Timberlake was interested in being involved with the organization only when television cameras were present. In July 2012, the PGA Tour and Shriners Hospitals for Children announced a 5-year title sponsorship extension, carrying the commitment to the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open through 2017. The name was changed to the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open and is played in Las Vegas, Nevada. Many shrine centers also hold a yearly shrine circus as a fundraiser. Once a year, the fraternity meets for the Imperial Session in a North American city.